This is the Toyota Yaris, and it's a bit like a ham and cheese sandwich in the way it's not the most exciting choice, but at least it's a reliable one. Now the Yaris starts, don't worry, I'll pick that up later, from just over £13,000, but through Carwow you can save an average of £2,000 off one. Now if you click on the pop-out banner just there, top right hand corner of the screen, you can see how much you can save on a new car through Carwow. Now one of the things I really like about the Toyota Yaris is that its seats aren't on a ratchet mechanism, they're on a lever that just releases them so you can actually move them very, very quickly. Also the seats are comfortable, they're good for long distances. In terms of the interior design, well, I think it's a bit of a mess. I mean, look at it. It's just an odd shape and the flowing lines, it's strange. And then you've got this soft panel here on the dash to probably add a bit of quality, but the way it fits around the air vents isn't very good really, or up here. Now on this car, which is known as the two-tone, you can have it in different colours. I think you can have it in red and some white colour, but you can also get it in grey. So it's supposed to be contrasting, but grey doesn't really contrast much to the rest of the black hard plastic that is about the place. Then there's some weird things as well. I mean, look at this. You've got a weird cubby space just up there. One down here, some more down here. It's just all a bit odd. But I think I've figured out what you can do with these cubby spaces, and I'll show you now. So the one here on the dash, maybe it's perfect for your celery. Then the one down here, I could probably fit my, look, my little carrot sticks in there. Then there's a rather large kind of like cup holder back here which I can fit perfectly a pot of hummus. And finally up here I can put my pita bread, so I can maybe get my celery, dip it into the yeah, like that, have a bit of pita. Yeah, this is all good. Yeah, thank you Toyota, this is a really clever idea. Now for some carrot. Look at this, great. Okay, so I'm all a bit silly now, I've got a mouthful of food. But you get the point, it's all just a bit odd. The rest of the cubby spaces, I'm going to have to swallow this. The rest of the cubby spaces are okay. So the door bins, they are large. The glove box, that's all right. And you've got a couple of cup holders down here and some more storage just under there. Right. Now that brings me on to the quality. I mean, that flap is quite loose. And look at this centre console. Oh my gosh, look how it shakes and moves. That is just terrible. Also the cover for the 12-volt socket isn't very good, and the way this is stuck on for the USB. Then there's how some of the things are laid out. So most of the controls for the headlights are here, but then you've got the auto function down here, which is with the safety kit for the car, although the traction control is all the way down here. And then you've got the height for the headlights up here with the control for the door mirror. I mean, it's all just a bit about and all over the place. It's like they haven't really thought it through particularly well. Then there is the infotainment screen. So if you look at it, it's slightly offset and actually is closer to the passenger. Then there's the infotainment system itself, which really isn't that great. Now, I like the fact it's got these quick shortcut buttons there down the side, although they're quite small to hit. But when you change mode, it's like the screen goes off for a second. It's like it has to just shut down for a bit and have a think about what it's going to do next. It's really not very good. Not that easy to use either. And yeah, look at this, how laggy it is if we go onto the sat-nav screen when we finally get there. Where is it? There. Look. Yeah. Oh gosh, it's really not very good at all. Now, if you click on the pop-out banner in the top right-hand corner of the screen, you can go to Carwow to see my in-depth video review of the infotainment system and get some more information about the interior of this car, such as the specs. And generally, equipment levels are quite good. So all but the entry-level car get, for instance, alloy wheels and this touchscreen system. Though weirdly, it doesn't come with sat-nav unless you get the middle spec car. Even this top spec bi-tone model doesn't have. You have to pay 650 quid extra. So make sure you go to Carwow to see how much you can save. And so I actually put the details of this particular 1.5 litre petrol bi-tone model into the Carwow configurator. And I got an offer back for just under £16,000, so that's a saving of over £2,000. Yeah, that's kind of handy because you might need that. You see, the infotainment system doesn't come with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto at all on any model, though I'll just figure this out. You can actually just, if you get the right phone, just fit it there. It kind of just wedges nicely. Look at that. There we go. who needs integration? Just use that. Forget the infotainment system. Just use your phone, attach it to the screen, and away you go. Now let's move into the back of the car. So Here in the rear of the Yaris, the doors open wide enough so it's not too difficult to get a child seat in, though it can be a bit awkward to get at the isofix point just in between the seat cushions. Now in terms of space, so knee room is all right for a small car. The problem is with headroom. So I'm just about okay, I'm 179 centimetres, but if I lean back, then the sloping roof line towards the rear means that I hit my head on the roof lining, and taller people will struggle. Kids won't mind at all though, they'll be fine, and you get a good view out of the window, and the window ledge isn't too high, so they'll be able to see out all right. Now if you need to carry 3, you think that's going to be completely fine. Oh look, it's got a flat floor, so there's going to be plenty of room for everyone's feet. And there are. The only problem is there's not enough room for everyone's shoulders, so with 3 in the back it really is tight, but once again, kids will probably be okay. In terms of storage back here, yeah, it's not very good. So there's no pockets on the back of the driver's seat. There is one on the back of the passenger seat. We've got obviously the pot for hummus. It's too big to carry a cup because it'll just fall out of there. But there are no rear door bins at all. None. Why, Toyota, why? Anyway, let's talk about the rest of the practicality at the boot. So the Yaris's boot is an all right size for this kind of car. It's not the smallest, it's not the biggest, and it's quite a square shape. There is a bit of a load lip to lift stuff over. There we go, look. And you think, oh look, there seems to be the bit for a raisable boot floor, which will get rid of that. But I've looked in this car's brochure and it doesn't seem that you can get one as an option in the UK at least. Maybe you can in different markets. That's a bit annoying. And really, there's no other kind of useful functionality here in this car's boot. It's just there. Then there's the parcel shelf. I mean, look at this. It's so flimsily made. Look at that. It's really cheap and nasty. Now, if you want more space, you can fold down the rear seats, of course. Easy to do. And yeah, you get a big ridge because you haven't got that raisable boot floor. You wouldn't have it if one was available. So it's a bit more of a faff to push things to the front of the car. Now if you want more detail on this car's practicality, click on the pop-out button in the top right hand corner of the screen to watch my detailed practicality video. You'll see exactly how much stuff you can fit in this car's boot, how easy it is to fit a child seat, what it's really like with 3 adults in the back. It's not great, I'll give you a hint.
Actually, there's more annoying things about this car. Here's 5.
This rather long gear selector looks like something you might find in a specialist adult store. Look at this horrible exposed screw head just here in the cup holder. They've tried to cover it up with this bit of felt, though, I mean, you're just going to lose that. Look at the way the steering wheel just drops down when you release the catch, and really, there's hardly any adjustment in it anyhow. The flap for the air recirculation makes a right racket when you go from open to closed. Look at the way when you put the window down, you can see the interior trim from the outside. That's just rubbish.
It's not all negative though. Here's 5 good things about this car.
Under here you have a space saver spare wheel, none of that kind of tyre repair kit that you get with lots of other cars. So if you have a puncture, you should be able to replace the tyre at the side of the road. The Yaris comes with the peace of mind of a 5-year warranty, though you shouldn't actually need it because Toyotas are notoriously reliable. I love how the car has one big windscreen wiper and the washer jet is built into it. Oh no, I just got wet. The child locks are really easy to operate. There's just a switch there. Just hope the kids don't find it. As standard, the Yaris comes with Toyota's Safety Sense Pack, which includes automatic headlights, lane departure warning, and as you just saw, auto emergency braking. This Toyota Yaris is a fairly easy car to just poodle about in town, so visibility is generally quite good. You get a good view forward, and the way they've got this extra little window here means that there's not too much of a blind spot caused by this pillar, so you don't have to look around it like that when you're at a zebra crossing to make sure you don't suddenly drive over somebody. The view out the back is good as well, though there is a rather large pillar at the rear 3/4, which when you're putting out junctions or manoeuvring, it can kind of get in your eye line quite a bit, so that's a bit annoying. The steering though, it's very, very light, which makes the car easy to just kind of bid parking spaces and manoeuvre. Also the gear shift, it's very positive. What I'm not so keen on though is the clutch. So it's got a really short travel, so sometimes when you're pulling away in traffic, it can be a little bit hard to find the biting point in your jerk. And then there's the brakes, which you just touch them and Look at that. They are a bit grabby at first, so like I say, you can end up kind of kangarooing along in traffic. Now, you don't have that problem at all if you get the hybrid version of this car, because it's got an automatic gearbox. Actually, the hybrid is a really good choice because it has an electric motor which boosts the power from the engine, and yet it helps give you economy as well, so it can do around 80 miles per gallon, and you can achieve that if you drive it very carefully. This is the 1.5 litre petrol, and I'm getting 48 miles per gallon, which is actually all right, but it's nowhere near as good as the hybrid. You can get a 1 litre engine in this car, but it's just way too weedy, so yeah, you don't want that at all. This 1.5, it picks up well enough, but when you rev it out, it does start to make a bit of a noise. Now, when you get up to motorway speeds, there's another noise you'll notice. In fact, there's two. One is lots of noise coming from the tyres, and another is lots of noise coming from the wind, usually around this area here. So yeah, it's not the quietest thing to travel in at speed, certainly not as relaxing for long journeys and commuting as a Volkswagen Polo. When you encounter a twisty road in your Toyota Yaris, you do start to feel the downside of that soft suspension, and that's the fact that it makes it lean quite a bit through the corners. Yeah, I mean, it's all right for the way most people who buy this car are going to drive it, but if you push it a little bit too hard, then it starts to screech from its tyres, and it's almost like it's going, oh please no, don't do this in me, I'm a Toyota Yaris. You know, if you want to do this kind of silly stuff, you need something like a Ford Fiesta. No, far too sensible. No, it's not actually screeching its tyres on this road because it's a bit slippery. But if I just show you now with a cutaway, you'll see exactly what I mean if I go around the roundabout too quickly. See what I mean? Yeah, exactly. If you click on the pop-out banner in the top right-hand corner of the screen, or on the link below the video, you can go to carwow to see how much money you can save on the Toyota Yaris, or any car for that matter. So then what's my verdict on it? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? I'll tell you what I should do. I should pick up my litter. Well, I reckon you should consider the Toyota Yaris. It's not particularly special, but you know, it's a reliable, okay-ish all-round small car.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it, comment on it and share it. Also click on our logo to subscribe to this channel, and if you click on the bottom right hand corner you can actually watch more of our content. Meanwhile, click over to the right to go to our deals page to see how much money you can save on a new car at CarWow.